Excellent. Thank you very much. Hi, folks, and welcome. We appreciate your time today. Today, we'll be working on a presentation about building an AI platform in 30 days. We'll go into great detail on how we do that in conjunction with our team here. Collaborating with us on our panel today, we have Lok Vamsi from DataNimbus and Justin Ward, Senior Manager of Data Sciences at Turnpoint Services. Together, we'll all be diving into how we build the AI platforms in 30 days, talking about some of the features that Databricks brings to the table, features like MLflow, LLMs, MLOps, model registry, Unity catalog, and dashboarding. We'll also be taking care of a conversation around our products, DataNimbus Designer, and how AI blocks, modular and prompt-driven smart transformations for text data also helps produce these applications very, very quickly. Now, none of this would be possible without Databricks. So we're in conjunction and in partnership with Databricks. We work with them in these three key areas for producing these applications within 30 days. One is workflow automation and governance. Obviously, we're utilizing Databricks Delta Live Tables and Unity Catalog. We're also bringing a little bit of our own IP to the table in DataNimbus Designer, which is a visual workflow tool. It complements the Databricks ETL automation by creating a drag and drop environment that promotes automation and reusability. And with that automation and reusability, we're able to speed up the development and design process. Lastly, and that strengthens our data quality monitoring and observability, because that's what we were talking about earlier today. The statistic that Databricks shared at the keynote and previously at other keynotes was that 85% of the AI applications that are built don't make it into production. This is not really the fault generally of AI, but the AI doesn't produce the outcome that the customers or the people that are doing the pilots expected. This turns out to be mostly a data quality and data management issue. So here with Turnpoint and DataNimbus, we promote a very holistic data management process where we start with the data management in the data lake and move forward into the outcome, rather than necessarily starting at the outcome and trying to move backwards when the AI doesn't seem to be producing what it's supposed to produce. So throughout this presentation today, we'll be talking a lot about data management and getting the data in a state that is going to be able to produce the AI outcome expected, and that's going to basically be able to produce that AI application in 30 days. We're also going to be talking a little bit about Databricks' ability to accelerate time to value, and lastly, the data management and analytics that they bring to the table via their unified analytics platform, and lastly, the integration that they provide for all the different data sources, both structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data sources. DataNimbus and Turnpoint, we've tackled a number of standard and non-standard API interfaces to bring in some pretty exciting data sources for the applications that we built. So hopefully we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay. Justin?
Thank you, Todd. Turnpoint Services is a HVAC platform. We are based out of Louisville, Kentucky. We have about 60 brands in 31 different states. The premise is we come in, keep everybody on the roster, and then add value through our front and back office expertise and give these brands access to great partners such as DataNimbus. So about 4 years ago, we had a business problem which sounded something like we had a CRM and a reporting tool, and how they were communicating was the CRM was sending the reporting tool an email with an attachment, and we built a clever little pipeline and we had very good reporting, but we needed to expand that because we were growing as a company. We had maybe 15 or 20 brands at that point. So we needed a flexible solution that we could centralize our data with that would also give us kind of command and control. We also kind of were looking forward at that time, and we wanted to be able to do data science, engineering, and analytics all within this one platform. And of course, looking forward, we wanted to be able to monetize all the data that we had access to. So even with 15 to 20 brands at that time, we knew what we wanted to do with our data. So we needed a platform that was going to be complementary to that.
Nice. Thanks, Justin. So when Justin came to us with this problem, we kind of broke it down into multiple different steps, right? There are problems with being able to get data in from multiple data sources. being able to create analytics on top of it, and then also create the AI outcomes, the actual applications themselves. So just talking through each of those steps, there are multiple data sources, right? Turnpoint uses data from their CRM systems, from their finance systems, payroll systems, APIs, Google, Meta, Bing, a bunch of different sources. You need to be able to build connectors to be able to ingest these sources, 15 plus data sources. So we use DataNimbus Designer for that. Designer provides these pre-built connectors to be able to very easily bring data into your data lake. Designer also directly connects to your Databricks account as well. So once your data hits your raw data lake, your Delta Lake storage and data management is very important. Being able to create those bronze, silver, gold layers to be able to quickly query data and being able to serve this data for your analytics purposes. Unity Catalog is used for governance on top of all of the data at Turnpoint across 55 different brands. So if certain brands require access to only their data, if finance teams' data is supposed to be protected, if PII data and customer data needs to be protected, everything's managed through Unity Catalog on Databricks. The initial setup of data lake and data ingestion was done in less than 30 days, which is, again, the topic of this talk, building the AI platform in 30 days. So using these pre-built connectors, ingestion templates, and a strong governance and data management strategy, the platform is ready now for AI applications to be built on top of it. So these are some of the AI applications that we've built along with Justin and his team. Demand forecasting, customer 360, customer churn, some LLM summaries that we'll get into more detail as well. Now the question is that, hey, you have your data in Databricks and you have these AI applications that you want to build. How do you serve this data out to your AI applications, right? That's where one of our product called DataNimbus.io comes in. It provides that API layer to be able to serve your data with strong governance, traceability, security, everything built in. Now, with today morning's keynote on Lakebase, DataNimbus.io has integration with Lakebase as well. So it can connect to a Postgres database or any OLTP database to be able to serve your data onto your AI applications. With the kind of architecture that you're seeing step by step being built out, it was possible for us to create these AI applications each in under 8 weeks. And these are production grade applications that users internally and externally are using currently. So we're going to dive into two of the first applications that we've built, demand forecasting being one of them. So I'll let Justin kind of walk through what was the business challenge to create something like demand forecasting.
Excellent. Thank you, Luke. So we have a proprietary application called Turnpoint Logic, and that is a machine learning-based 14-day demand board, which we're going to get into the details here shortly. The problem was prior to Databricks and to DataNimbus, it was not a scalable solution. So if we wanted to add a business unit to a brand, so maybe taking a step back here, at the time we had 5 brands and each of them had maybe 5 business units. If we wanted to add a business unit to a brand, that was going to take a week. If we wanted to add a brand to Turnpoint Logic, that was going to take a month. Sometimes these models became inaccurate and we needed them to be retrained. That took a week. So it was just very painful and it was just not scalable. So we needed a solution that was going to enable us to add as many brands that we have on Turnpoint to the app, and then, of course, more scalable solution.
Yep. So key objectives, obviously, scalable solution and as much automation as possible in case a model needs to be retrained, in case a new brand needs to be added, and in case you want to scale up your data sources as well. Everything should be built into that single platform and should be built on Databricks because Turnpoint was already having the Databricks account and entire data was already there. So solution consists of few major pipelines that are built, data ingestion pipelines to bring in data from weather APIs, from their service titan, which is their CRM that they use. It's very important to also have model training and retraining pipelines. So you should be able to train the model in the first go and also being able to retrain it automatically. There needs to be model drift handlers. If there's model drift or data drift, a retraining pipeline should automatically start triggering. And of course, the prediction pipelines, which is actually predicting your demand in the next 14 days. They need to be scheduled to run every day and also be monitored in case something breaks. So currently at Turnpoint, there are over 600 time series models individually for every business unit and location. These are all in production and they're being used every day. So 300 plus business units, 99% uptime, and everything was created in less than 30 days as well. So this end-to-end system. This is a high-level architecture of some of the data sources. So we have Service Titan, we have weather data, we have data about jobs, calls, business units. Everything gets ingested into Databricks via DataNimbus Designer, as you saw in the previous slides. They go through model training. We log and register all the models through MLflow. There are predictions being made on a daily basis. I think it runs multiple times a day now. Everything's being logged into MLflow for model monitoring. And based on the accuracy results of every single one of those models, retraining occurs, and that gets saved back to model registry. Those predictions also get displayed on front-end web application. That's the website and an application that we built out. And I'll quickly go over what that application looks like. And I think Justin can give some background on how users actually interact with this website.
Absolutely. Thank you, Luke. So if I'm looking at this from a call center manager's perspective, what we're looking at here is a matrix of my existing capacity against what Turnpoint Logic is telling me my forecast is going to be. So if I have red, I have a deficit in demand, or rather if I have green, I have a deficit in demand, meaning I need to maybe get on the phone and call some people and see if I can book maybe 16 jobs for Monday 9/16. Whereas if I'm in the red, I'm overextended. So Saturday 9/14 at that same time period, I'm in the hole 7 jobs. So I maybe should consider moving those. So that's the premise of what we're looking at. We're taking existing capacity, using our modeling, and then giving our end users actionable insights.
Yep, exactly. So thanks, Justin. So it gives us an idea on demand versus capacity, right? How many technicians are already booked, how many are free, and which days and which time slots are you overbooked to be able to move that around. We also give variation from projections. So we predict both job volume and call volume that each business unit receives. So you'll be able to see actually what the model predicted versus the actual results on a historical basis to just see if the model was even doing what it's supposed to do or not. So there's one more AI solution that we kind of want to touch upon. Everybody talks about Customer 360 and these models around churn, lifetime value, and sentiment, right? But sometimes those models are essentially just tables in a database and people don't know how to really consume them to drive impact. So we've built all these models for Turnpoint around churn score, spend group, lifetime value, cold call. We also have a lot of data related to actual call transcripts. So when people talk to customers, they have call transcripts, and we have data about each customer and each brand as well, because each brand operates very differently in different areas, in different servicing areas. Now, the question is, when you have all of this data, these are all just numbers and just text in a database, how do you give it to somebody to be able to take actionable outcomes out of it? The idea is to take all of that data and generate this one-page summary for each customer. And that one-page summary will give a comprehensive picture of the customer the next time a salesperson goes and tries to call that customer, either to book a job or to schedule an appointment. It's very easy to address pain points of the customer during follow-up conversations because you have the full history of that customer and every single interaction that they've had with the business so far. This is an example report. Of course, this is all PII information, so it's masked out. But in general, it'll give you a sense of, it'll give you the customer profile summary, it'll give you some call highlights, any pain points, product interest that they've talked about, of course, sentiment of the customer itself. It'll also give you follow-up actions, upsell strategy, and competitor strategy if that was ever mentioned in any conversation that's logged so far. So this uses about 15 different data sources and LLMs and generative AI on top of it to build this one-page report. So anytime any sales rep wants to contact a customer, they can on-demand generate this report and have that in front of them before that next conversation. Cool. So what's the future? The future is obviously smarter, modular, and AI-driven. And this is where I would love to show a quick demo of DataNimbus Designer and how it powers AI users and democratizes both data and AI workflows. Log into Designer. So DataNimbus Designer, as I said, it's a tool to be able to orchestrate your ETL and your AI workloads. I'm going to quickly open up one of the sample designs that I've made in the past, and I'll walk you through an example use case. So DataNimbus Designer sits directly on top of your Databricks workspace. It doesn't use any extra compute. It doesn't move data in and out at all. Let's say, for example, I'm trying to read some data about some documents I have in my database. It's as easy as dragging and dropping blocks and connecting them together and using the right side menu to be able to mention what tables you want to read. For example, I have a table here called embedded documents. This is a documents table with some raw text sitting inside it. Then I'm going to select a column. The column's name is chunk markdown, so I can use a select block. What these blocks are predefined connectors, transformations, extractors, and AI blocks. The designer product comes pre-built with a bunch of blocks that you can drag and drop onto a canvas and use for your own AI workflows. So we have transformers, loaders, we have a few auto discovery blocks in case you don't know what tables you have in your database. We have AI blocks as well. So in this case, when I select a column saying chunk markdown, which is just some raw text, I can apply an AI query on top of it. So I can mention the input column. I can mention a prompt saying, give me a one-line summary of this text. I can select a model serving endpoint. So this is all powered by Databricks model serving. And then I can write that data back to a Delta table. It'll give you full Spark capabilities, and it uses Databricks compute. Once you actually deploy this design, it becomes a native Databricks workflow itself. So you'll be able to view it inside your workspace, and then you'll be able to view that code base that it deploys as well. So you get full visibility into your code, and it's very easy to create a data pipeline without having to write a single line of code. I'll show you some examples of that pipeline, which I ran in the past. You'll be able to see that it used this table called embedded documents, which has a bunch of documents extracted from a cloud location with some chunked markdown text. So this example is on how to create an ISV partner account, for example. The output table that it generated is called embedded document summary. And what this table has is it has the markdown text along with the markdown summary saying, here's a one-line summary of the text, and then it'll summarize that particular text. So that's basically how we created an end-to-end AI workflow just by dragging, dropping some blocks and just understanding your data. Note that you can also bring in data from various different sources. It doesn't need to be just Databricks. So this tool is also used for migrations. So in case of Turnpoint, in case you want to connect to external systems, bring that data in and keep it up to date, Designer is the fastest way to do it currently. Justin, any conclusions?
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so I think just fully summarizing the key takeaways for me are DataNimbus with Databricks have been able to build terrific applications for us very quickly, and they've all been scalable. We've been able to go pretty far with DataNimbus and Databricks in the last 4 years, and looking forward to building the future with DND or DataNimbus Designer by DataNimbus, which will hopefully allow us to continue to create more data and AI workflows. So,
all right. Thank you very much, Log. Thank you very much, Justin. We'll open it up for questions to the audience. Again, we really want to thank everybody's time and the capabilities that Databricks brings to the table, makes these kinds of exciting applications possible. Without them, you could do it, but it's going to be a lot harder and a lot longer to get these things done. So the continual push that Databricks has for bringing features to the table, we'll continue to work with them as an ISV partner and a DPP partner to bring these capabilities to our customers and you guys. Okay, any questions?